looking at, say, the 1960s, from there on, that was when the modern environmental crisis was first identified, things like DDT, and all that kind of stuff. And in response to that, there was a secular response which tried to blame the whole thing specifically on Christianity. There was one single influential paper in the journal Science by a historian called Lynn White, and he propounded the view that all the stuff I mentioned earlier about exploitation and ravishing nature, that was really a direct outcome of the Genesis 1:28, to have dominion over the earth, you see. So he was expropriating the negatives of the Enlightenment view that we could ravish nature, and he was laying that at the door of Christianity, which was actually most unfair. So that then fed really into the bloodstream, the DNA, if you will, of the environmental movement right up to the present day, where religion is viewed with some suspicion, but Christianity is viewed with a great deal of suspicion. White called it the most anthropocentric religion that the world has ever seen, and that it specifically was responsible for the environmental crisis. And then he contrasted that with kind of nice religions like pagan animism, nice in his view, where pagan animism viewed things differently. The example he gives is, he says, for a Christian, a tree is no more than a fact, whereas for a pagan, it's a sacred presence. Now, this, of course, is a complete distortion, but that's very, very common. The writer Alistair McGrath has said that one paper has become reverenced, really, like given reverence as a sacred text amongst really the whole green movement today. So that's really what we're up against. That's the secular response. The Christian response was initially, I think, to react against any concern for the environment, as I mentioned earlier on. But more recently, we've come to see that really this is our territory. This is the world that God made. Yes, we know it's imperfect. Yes, we know God will make a new heavens and a new earth. But in the meantime, we should be caring for that in a responsible manner.